What is it, guys? This is what if Subaru had lost this. What is it, guys? It's about what if Subaru had Asta's powers, but I'm gonna make it like that. He doesn't have Libe. He has like the full powers of Libe. I'm gonna say this like the black form and union mode. He's gonna have that, but he has to train to even achieve the black form first. So basically, Asta will. I mean, I said Asta. Subaru will actually be like Asta about training, but about being dense about people and people being suspicious of him. He won't be dense about that. So basically, the start of how I'm gonna say in his childhood, Subaru always trains his body because he always admired training. Like, he literally does all the things Asta did. He doesn't scream like Asta. He just pushes his body to the actual limit. And he was getting a good-ass muscle mass as a kid. So Subaru been training since he was born until he asked his parents about sword classes. So they admire and see Asta. I keep saying Asta Subaru and in sword classes. Some reason he's always learning, and he's beating his class, even his peers. He learned how to use a samurai bamboo, like a samurai sword, like Yami's. He learned how to use that with a bamboo stick. I mean, a wooden sword, and the other types of big swords they have, just like Asta's blades. So basically, he practiced how to use these kind of blades. So basically, Subaru was like a prodigy of swordsmanship. Until the age of 8, he started developing certain powers. And he unmentally activated. I'm going to say he doesn't have the grimoire, but he can summon the swords. And you're going to go, hey, wait, then how is that supposed to... I'm saying, it's different how I'm doing it. So basically, he can summon the swords. Basically, he can summon all of them, and he will know all the names. But he will go under training by the one and only Asta, because he got summoned to Asta in another world. And it only takes like a fucking day in his world, like 2 or 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 7 minutes. And he went to Asta's world for like a whole month. That's why I'm gonna do the conclusion. So he learns a lot of techniques about his swords, his black form, but also said he has to learn how to do the union transformation on his own because he doesn't sense another devil within him. So Subaru is happy to have a mentor and gets why he's like this. So basically, he trains, and for a split second, he activated union mode for a split second. And then it turned off. So he will tell his master he'll work on that, and he probably needs to go back to his world. So he goes back, and then going back to his house, and the parents was wondering where he's at, until Subaru comes in, looking all a little bit more ripped, and they said, this boy been training too much. And then the father said, yeah, he does. So basically, everything will go up to his life until now. He will still try to practice the union mode because he already mastered his black form and all the techniques he learned from Asta. And I'm going to say this, his swords are a little bit more different than Asta's. Even Asta told him his swords are different from his. Most ones he actually works with is actually the katana of his version, but it's more durable than Asta's. So basically, it can clash with Asta's hand down. So basically, Subaru will keep training until he try to master the junior mode. And eventually, he does activate it, but it only lasts for 3 minutes. Wait. 3 minutes, yes. No. Yeah, 3 minutes. I'm going to do that. Until he turns to age 18. Yeah. And then, some reason, his parents died out of nowhere, and he's wondering why and what has happened. He was really sad about that until he saw something that really shocked him for a minute. A devil. Like, another version of Lucifero. Another version of it. But in a human form. He said, so you're the successor of Asta, huh? And he said he'll show him hell. And Lucifero will just start murdering people he knows. And Subaru charged at Lucifero, start fighting him, and then Subaru was losing ground. Like, you can't beat me, damn human. Socked Subaru to the floor. And Subaru was fading out the black. And when he blinks 3 times, he's in... Yeah, before he leaves, he said, you gotta try to master that power before I kill everybody, and I will find you. And Subaru just vanished. So Subaru will end up in the Sword Saint in his world. Like, he appeared in front of Rui and bloody and bruised. And then he would just take Subaru and let him get healed. And I'm going to say this. He can get healed still. And the return by death, that thing still works, even though if he has anti-magic. After Subaru was recovering for a couple of weeks, I'm going to say this. He was before even the show started. So basically, after he woke up, he looked at Rui, and then, I think that's it. The Sword Saint. I'm going to call him the Sword Saint. If you guys don't know, search up the Sword Saint. You'll know who he is. Please. But I forgot his name. So basically, he will ask him what happened and what's his name. And he will say his name is Subaru Natsu. And he will explain what happened. And he knows Subaru is not lying because he has that detection skill about being liars. And then he will say he came from another world fighting a devil. And the Sword Saint's like, wait, a devil? And also will show what kind of devil he looks like. But he showed partially of his form, but his was different. And then Rui would very understand and ask about Subaru's combat power and skill. And Subaru would say he kind of has anti-match with 4 different swords or different abilities, but he can only use his full power for 3 minutes. And the half black form he can use permanently, but his full power he has 3 minutes. So Rui will actually take Subaru in and actually train him a little bit. Rui is surprised Subaru. So Subaru is like basically on the par of Rui. I mean, the Sword Saint. I'm gonna call him that. And then when Rui said use their magic, and then he realized he can't use his magic against Subaru. So he says Subaru just practice on your own skills. Meditate and keep your skills on calm. Well, Subaru will know that, and he's been training. Keeps his skills up and perfecting his original skills. Rui will teach him a little bit more sword skills. And then Rui asks about Subaru's real full power, see how much he can hold for another minute. So Subaru will show him in his katana swordsman form, like Asta. And then he said it can only last for 4 minutes. And Rui the Sword Saint looking at Asta looks like a devil, bro, and he looks like a good ass samurai. He asks Subaru, does he want to be a knight? And he said, sure. God damn, bro, this window sucks, bro. That window sucks, bro. I can hear that shit through the walls. That hurts my ears, man. So basically, he gets put in the Knights, and the Sword Saint's apprentice thinks Subaru's not worthy until Subaru just put him in his place instantly. Then his apprentice responds to him like he's a good swordsman, a knight, but Subaru wants to be a swordsman. So Subaru actually told him to call him the anti-magic swordsman. And yeah, he's put on the roster. So basically, he's doing his duties, and everybody know who he is, because he uses his full power union mode, for no one could really recognize him. So he's like destroying villains left and right until he met one person in particular, and it's Elsa. And he battled her for a couple of minutes until she fled by doing a fucking diversion on him. So he's like angry about that. So he continued on with his day until one day he saw a girl that looks familiar, and aka Felt. And he knows Felt, because Felt didn't leave at that point in time, so he knows who Felt is. So he's like, Felt, what are you doing? And then Subaru, and then she looks at him like, Subaru, well, are you stealing? She's like, no. And Subaru said, don't lie to me. And then he said, yes. Who do you steal from? And this is where I'm going to end this part off, because the next one's going to be epic. Peace.